Good morning, Notre Dame, and welcome back to Indy Sunrise. I'm Mary Claire Anderson.
And I'm Zora Rodgers. Today, we'll take a look at Notre Dame alignment charts, plug some dorm events, see how students got accepted to Notre Dame, and take a look at Notre Dame football and World Cup football.
But first, let's check in with Megan, who sat down with the leaders of Camp Kesem, a growing club on Notre Dame's campus.
Hi, I'm here with Brooklyn Hanley and Mark Delastrito, who are the co-directors of the University of Notre Dame Camp Kesem branch. Would you guys like to tell us a bit about what Camp Kesem is?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Brooklyn Hanley, or as we go by at Kesem, I am Goldilocks. And yeah, Camp Kesem is just an organization that focuses on helping kids through and beyond their parents' cancer. So our main event is like a 1-week summer camp. Normally ours is the beginning of August, but we focus also on providing year-round support for the children.
Yeah, so you said it's a 1-week-long summer camp, which some may think is a little bit shorter than others. How do you build such a strong connection during that 1 week?
And yeah, the 1 week timetable is maybe a little shorter compared to other summer camps, but we'd like to think that we really foster a sense of community, and we try to promote the Kesem family as much as possible throughout the week. I think one of the main things that contributes to it is it's a week for our campers and as well as our counselors to just have a week of fun and to really be a kid again. But there is kind of the main reason why everyone's there, which is that all of the campers and a lot of counselors as well are kind of united by the same thing in that they've been impacted by a parent's cancer. So we think that kind of bringing these kids together who a lot of times feel alone because of their situation and might struggle with that to kind of go about it. They might feel like they're by themselves in that battle. We think that bringing them together for that week, it really kind of creates a sense of community for them. And it really helps to foster that, Kesem family within just a week, and along with the fun activities and things that we do throughout the week.
It truly is such a family, and I think through our bonding moments and through our laughter and also our cries, like we're able to really unite as one. And it's just a place where everyone feels accepted for who they are. And I think that's a big contributing factor to why people are so close and united after just a few days.
And can students not involved with the Kesem branch directly help at any of those fundraisers or get involved?
Yeah, I mean, first I'll say we're always looking for new members. So if anyone ever wanted to join our chapter, Kesem as a national organization is trying to emphasize more the kind of year-round support that we provide instead of just the camp. So even if someone doesn't want to go to camp, they're not a camp type person, or they're not able to for whatever reason, they can still help out at one of our Friends and Family Days, which are here on campus and are hopefully a little more accessible for people to attend. And as well, we're about to start kind of really pushing for our fundraising efforts on Giving Tuesday, which is a nationwide day of giving around the time of Thanksgiving. And so people can absolutely fundraise for that. Our camp is free for all of our campers, and so that's just one of the ways, and we try to make sure that anyone can come to camp no matter of their personal situation. So people can absolutely fundraise. They can see that through, if they know someone who's in Kesem, they'll likely see that on their social media promoting their individual fundraising. They can possibly come to Make the Magic as well, our gala. We've had students come in the past and have a good time, so that'll be another opportunity as well. But yeah, I would say just kind of whenever Kesem's doing something on campus, kind of showing support by, possibly coming and helping, helping run it, maybe joining the chapter or fundraising, anything is really appreciated.
Thanks, Megan. If you want to check out the full 15-minute interview, it will be up on our YouTube channel over the next couple of days. What an inspiring club.
Mary Claire, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Would you call yourself a Dungeons and Dragons fan?
Yeah, not particularly.
Me neither. But Elijah caught up with some people in Duncan Student Center and asked them about where they identify on the Dungeons and Dragons alignment chart. Let's see where Notre Dame students stand in terms of their ethics and morality.
Hello, Notre Dame. I'm Elijah Keel, and as we know, the holidays are approaching, and I want to see whether someone's been good or bad. However, instead of judging people on a binary naughty or nice list, I want to do a bit more of in-depth analysis we plan on using is a basic alignment chart survey. As you can see by the diagram, the chart is split into 9 sectors to determine where your morality lies. The vertical axis goes from good to evil, while the horizontal axis goes from lawful to chaotic. So if you're in this region, it means you're chaotic good, this region means you're neutral evil, and so on and so forth. I've asked random people where they think they belong on the chart and why to judge the morality of the Notre Dame students. For anyone asking about my alignment, I used to be in the chaotic good region, but after about 4/5 of a semester of grad school, I can safely say I've descended to chaotic neutral with a steady fall towards full-blown evil predicted by spring. But enough about me, let's get to survey.
I'd say you should be equal.
After getting a decent, totally not biased sample size of people with free time after Thanksgiving break and finals week fast approaching, I analyzed the results. What was interesting were some of the explanations of people for their choices. What do you think about there?
Oh, I make a lot of poor choices, but it doesn't really affect anyone besides myself. So I believe that I was raised being a person, but at the same time, I definitely want to disrupt the way the road is. And so in that sense, I think I'm chaotic.
And I think I'm a good person because I like to think I'm a genuine person who cares about others.
I'd say I'm a pretty optimistic person, good intentioned person.
In the end, most people identified as true neutral, which is an interesting moral alignment to be in. But a decent number of people chose the good alignment, just barely being behind the neutral alignment. With only 2 other chaotic neutrals like myself, unfortunately, and nobody even getting close to the evil side. I guess the only one getting coal for Christmas is yours truly. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this thorough analysis on the morality of Notre Dame.
Thanks, Elijah. Mary Claire, after watching that, where do you stand on the alignment chart?
You know, personally, I think I'm kind of in my chaotic evil era. What about you?
Same.
Moving on, with Thanksgiving over, it's time to get in the Christmas spirit, even if the snow on campus has melted. Make the journey all the way to the other side of St. Mary's Lake for Carol Christmas this Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. for sleigh rides, escape rooms, and more. I even heard that Santa is making a trip down from the North Pole for the occasion.
Wait, Mary Claire, you do know that Santa's not real, right?
Wait, what? All right, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep now.
Anyways, if the Pentatonics Christmas album is too outdated, Notre Dame's premier all-female a cappella group is having their winter concert this Friday, December 2nd at 7 p.m. in Washington Hall. Follow their Instagram at ND Harmonia for more information.
And if that's not enough Christmas singing for your weekend, join the Glee Club at their Christmas caroling party on Saturday from 7:15 to 8:30 p.m. at Howard Park. Christmas music, free admission, hot chocolate, and ice skating. What more could you possibly want?
Personally, I want a quarterback that can play 4 quarters.
Yeah, after the end of that USC rivalry game, fair enough.
Luckily, Notre Dame just recruited Kenny Minchie, a 4-star quarterback from the class of 2023. He decommitted from Pitt for Notre Dame, so hopefully we'll complete some passes next year.
Speaking of football, let's catch up with NDTV's Sam Kaufman, who has more information on game day lane flyovers.
In 2017, 4 F-15 Strike Eagles flew over the home football game in Notre Dame Stadium for the first time in 20 years. And since then, that flyover has made military flyovers a tradition here at the University of Notre Dame. Military flyovers have even been featured on the 2020 edition of The Shirt. I sat down with Air Force captain and Notre Dame grad Trent McMullen to learn exactly how he brought this flyover back to Notre Dame. It looked seamless from the stands, but it wasn't quite. Here is this interview.
And the craziest part of that day was we finally get the green light from South Bend approach. We're on timing, and like we hit our point, our hold point, our push point, at the exact right time. So all I have to do is I have to set the throttles for an exact speed, and we will fly over like at the exact second, the last beat of the flyover. It's super exact. I almost can let go of the airplane and let everyone else settle out around me so we look really good. And so we're going in and we look really good. And I'm like, this is going to be our best run yet. This is going to be fantastic. And South Bend approach says, we went with the call sign Irish that day. Irish 01, break off your run. There's a drone on your flight.
Oh my gosh.
So we're about 5 miles south of the stadium. We get this call and we're like, negative, like we can't break off. If we break off now, like the national anthem is already about 40% done. Like if we break off, it's over. Like it just sucks. And so like I'm having to make a safety of flight call like on the spot. So like do I like acknowledge that this is like a real threat? And so I asked for their altitude and the drone was at 500 feet. We're at 1,000 feet, which is enough clearance for us to feel like to safely proceed. So I decided to proceed with the flyover. And as the flight lead, I'm the only one looking forward. Everyone else is looking at me. And so like I'm using both my radar and my eyeballs and I'm just looking and just making sure we don't hit anything. I come to find out later that Colonel Juice like ran out to like South Bend police when he heard that. And they like put out like an all call to be like on the walkies, like if you see someone controlling a drone, tell them to land immediately. And they ended up getting it down before we even crossed the stadium. So like in 30 seconds, he was able to get South Bend police or the Notre Dame Stadium police, whoever was working that game, put an APB out to the parking lot and be like, anyone flying a drone, get it down now. And it came down. So whether it was actually someone like figuring it out or just by luck, that drone actually ended up landing before we got to the stadium.
Since 2017, military flyovers have become a valued tradition at Notre Dame and at its home football games. And I should add that Captain Trent McMullen has even been back to do a second flyover and enjoy a game from the stands.
Thanks, Sam.
As if your imposter syndrome wasn't bad enough, Ashlyn took to the streets to interview students about the stats that got them accepted into Notre Dame. Take it away, Ashlyn.
What's up, Irish? My name is Ashlyn Poppy from ND Sunrise. Today we're in the Duncan Student Center asking current undergraduate students about their high school stats, extracurriculars, and advice for prospective students. Basically, we want to find out, how do Notre Dame students get into Notre Dame?
My name is Brianna Chappelle.
Hi, I'm Kira.
My name's Connor.
Francine Graham.
King Coos.
I'm from Seattle, Washington.
I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
I'm from Southern California.
Memphis, Tennessee.
I actually went to a public high school.
I went to a public high school.
I went to public for freshman year, and then I transferred to a private Catholic high school.
I went to a private high school.
Private.
My GPA in high school was a 3.98. We did not have a weighted scale.
It was like a 4.7 on a 5.0 scale.
My high school GPA was a 4.3, and the highest GPA you could have gotten was a 4.8.
I had a 4.79 GPA on a 5.0 scale.
Like a 5.4 or something. It was on a 5 scale, I think.
I took the SAT, and I believe my super score for the SAT was like 1370, so a little bit lower than average, yeah.
I took an ACT and I got a 34.
I took the ACT and I actually had kind of a low ACT score for Notre Dame. I had a 31.
I took the ACT, my score was a 35.
ACT, I got a 33.
I was the co-founder of a chapter of Amnesty International at my school.
I did Model UN all throughout high school, and then for the last couple of years, once COVID hit, I taught some youth fitness classes to raise money for COVID.
I was on our mock trial team, and we were the only team in Ohio to go to nationals all 4 years in a row.
I was involved in both speech and debate and a club called Peer Assistance Leadership, which focused on conflict resolution.
Started a club called Brothers in Medicine with my brother. I was involved in Stu Gov, little president, you know, whatever.
I think that really the most important part of applying to Notre Dame is making sure that your full and authentic self shines through on that application essay.
It's very cliche, but I would just say be yourself and really let that come through in your essays. Those are really your opportunities to just show off your personality, so take advantage of it.
Notre Dame really wants you to be vulnerable in your essays. They want you to be honest because I think that's a sign of courage. So put it all out there for Notre Dame.
I'd say definitely try to be yourself.
Work hard on your essays.
Thank you to all of the students for sharing their unique perspectives and high school experiences. Remember, if you're a prospective Fighting Irish student, you still have until January 1st to apply to the University of Notre Dame. Now, back to the studio.
Wow, that's exactly what I didn't need to see during finals season. Switching gears, Zora, have you been keeping up with the World Cup lately?
Given that I thought the World Cup was an annual event until about 2 days ago, I'd say no.
Well, I'm not a huge soccer fan. I am pretty hype about the USA beating Iran. Let's check in with JJ for a live look into all things World Cup.
Normally, the second floor of Duncan Student Center's TV is reserved for our productions, but with respect for myself and my colleagues at NDTV, this might be the first time in a long time that TV has more than a couple people watching it. Because it's World Cup week at the University of Notre Dame and across the world with a unique Winter World Cup gripping the campus as well as the country. In the United States, so far undefeated in group stage play with a 1-1 draw against Wales, a 0-0 draw against England, and a 1-0 win over Iran to secure their place in the knockout stage. This will be the first time since 2014 that the United States has made the knockout round after a heartbreaking defeat eliminated the United States from the 2018 World Cup before they could even participate. But the U.S. is back on track with a young, rejuvenated roster. The starting lineup is hardly over the age of 24 years old, one of the youngest squads in the entire World Cup, and they're looking to redeem the team after, many know of the famous Olympic Redeem team. This is the United States men's soccer's Redeem team. Notre Dame's campus is electric for the Iran game, most notably a game in which you saw hundreds of people at the Duncan Student Center watching the performance, and it's a game that I think maybe will be boosting attendance for the Netherlands game, which will be this Sunday at 10 a.m. The Netherlands, a formidable opponent, starring Virgil van Dijk, center back for Liverpool, and a 3-5-2 formation that so far, through qualifying and through the tournament, has been almost impenetrable. Netherlands will be a tough opponent, but the United States has proven in an underdog role to be a team that embraces their mentality. They know they're young, they know they're hungry, and they want to prove teams wrong. They have a hard pass in front of them. If they beat the Netherlands, they'll face no likes of Argentina, led by the greatest player in soccer has ever seen, in Lionel Messi, followed by Brazil, and then France if they make it all the way to the final. It's unlikely they make it to the final, mind you, but if they do, they're going to have to keep on sticking to the mentality that has got them this far. The underdog, youthful scrappiness. 10 a.m. on Saturday, you won't want to miss it. The Netherlands will be playing on the second floor of the Duncan Student Center on the big screen. You're going to want to see it. It's must-watch television. The United States have gripped the nation once again. The Redeem team is back, and they're looking to make revenge.
Thanks, JJ. And that is all we have today for this episode of ND Sunrise. Catch our newscast on Thursday mornings in the Duncan Student Center from 9 to 11 a.m. You can also find us on the NDTV YouTube page under the ND Sunrise playlist.
To keep up on all of the latest news, make sure to follow us at Notre Dame Television on Instagram, at Notre Dame TV on Twitter, and Notre Dame Television on YouTube. Do you want to get involved with NDTV? We're always searching for people interested in student-led broadcasting and TV production. Come visit our studio on the second floor of Duncan Student Center or send us an email at ndtv@nd.edu.
Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. From all of us here at the studio, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'm Mary Claire Anderson.
And I'm Zora Rodgers
from ND Sunrise, signing off.